If you're happy, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you knew it, clap your hands. God damn it!
I was actually talking to Tammy the other day, and she was on the phone, and she was like, "Whose voice was that? You just sounded like, what's his name from South Park?" I was like, "Eric Cartman."
Nice.
She's like, "I can't believe you can do that stuff." I'm like, "Yes, I can." Yeah, man. Another thing that I wanted to like touch on. I know there's a lot that's coming still down the line. I think in the comic book world,
in like movies, figures, statues, like even like omnibuses and stuff, man. Like, oh.
I know. Look, in the Omni world, I'm actually quite lucky and fortunate because when I was still working at the comic shop, a lot of these omnibuses came out, and there's one or two that I will talk about in another clip that we're going to do. And I was fortunate enough to grab them then, and their first printings and all of that stuff. And the way it happened was Diamond just had an abundance of stock on them, and they literally offered them to us at half the price. So there was just, I'll actually show you, like there's this one shelf that I've got, just the entire bottom of it is basically Omnis, and I got all of them at half price, and it was back then when they were still like better rand to dollar and everything. So I've seen them all being resolicited now, and in one or two cases it's almost like, here's the original dust jacket if you want that, or here's an alternate dust jacket version and things like, and I'm going, I'm good. I'll have the one I've got.
Two quick ones that are new, like New 52 Justice League Dark Omni. They're coming out with on the whole story. I'm like, and then Hellblazer Garth Ennis's run. They're releasing an Omni.
Oh, yeah.
And that's coming. It's supposed to be towards both in the end of this year, like around November, international release.
See, the Garth Ennis, that might even the Justice League Dark, but the only thing that's going to irk me about that is I think it was before all this COVID craziness hit. I don't know if you remember, we were at the comic shop and I literally got the entire run of Justice League Dark. So I've got all of that nice little section on my bookshelf. But an Omni would be...
Because what I want to do now is, my new goal is, and I know you there already, but I want to replace the whole Preacher run that I got from you with Absolutes, the 3 Absolutes.
See, I've got the deluxe editions, and there's 6 of those, and I'm okay. I'm like, I'll tap out. I'm good. But I do encourage you, Absolute-wise. Yeah, man. Because I think they would put them in the chronological order and everything of how you should read it, so...
Yeah, and they look beautiful, dude. They look like these like Bibles almost, which is like, it's cool how it's like...
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, that's something that does irk me, is it's fine. Okay, we'll do an Absolute or we'll do an Omni, and you can go... But when there's like someone who's thought about it and goes, let's look at the Sandmans as an example. You know, it's not your traditional, it's got this leather bound feel to it with the various symbols on the spines, stuff like that goes, sure, okay, it's different when it's sitting on your bookshelf there, and 3 leather bound, almost looking Bible-ish. Oh, dude, that'll be sick. There's also, like, I know you've got a few statues that you want to talk about that you were recently sharing not demo footage, but almost like concept art.
Yeah, so it's 2 that jump out at me, and they both XM Studios. The one is Zatanna, it's a quarter scale, and it's pretty much as official as it gets. They always put a disclaimer there that it's final things can have slight tweaks and stuff.
And I mean, we've done a few mentions of it in one or two of our other videos where it wasn't even color things, it was proper, that gray, almost like 3D model still, with more of a concept than anything else, but now it's come along.
You know what's interesting, dude, is like when I showed it to you, you're like, yeah, that's how you know Zatanna, with the hat and everything, and I agree with you. I still like the Prime one, and maybe that's because I've ordered it and it's too late now. You know, like, and that's a 1/3 scale, so it's also like massive. But one thing, it's beautiful, dude. Like, the statue is amazing. Like,
which one are we talking about? The Prime or the XM?
Both, but now I'm going back to XM because that's in the news. But one thing, and this is me really poking at it, is that you see the swap outs and stuff, and we'll put stuff on the screen where one of the swap outs is a hat with Detective Chimp coming out.
Yes.
Now that's cool because it's more of a reference to the new Justice League Dark.
Right.
But I have a big but there where I know he's coming.
I think your butt's quite nice.
I know Constantine, we've talked about this, has to be coming down the line, but that's the reason they swap out, because you can always swap it out for the hand with the Grimoire, which I prefer way more.
Oh, definitely.
So
definitely.
to me, a nod to like the hat, not Detective Chimp, like even a hand with a cigarette coming out, like she's thrown Constantine down her hat, or like a tie or something, or some reference to like, even if I know it would be a copy of that bombshell that we talked about, the bunny with the like tie, but to me, her and Constantine having a playful fight and he's going down the hat, I think would have been a way better swap out and a way more cool, creative. Like I said, even if it's a hand just with a cigarette, it's like anyone would know, okay, that's Constantine.
Sure. I'm with you.
That's my only critique. Like, and Detective Chimp's cool.
No, I agreed, 100%. And from what I've seen, it is a well sculpted little mold of it. But yeah, it wouldn't be I'd stick with the Grimoire and the top hat version, just from what I've seen. The look and everything, just that does it for me on that particular.
So that's and then the last thing is, which I also want to talk about XM, which is really cool because I think this is a rare thing, is that they released and I'll try to put up, if I can find both pictures, they released an initial thing and everyone hated it, dude. Everyone slashed it. Like, it was, they even showed how it copied old poses of other statues and stuff. And what XM actually did is they took the feedback. They put their big boy pants on and they're like, we got to, do this for the fans. And they listened. And now what I showed you recently is the editor they took and they worked on it.
For what?
What do you mean?
Which statue?
Swamp Thing now. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So it's I'm talking about the XM quarter scale Swamp Thing that's coming out still.
That's the one that you showed me where it's the two that he's emerging out of the swamp kind of thing. And there's one with long hair and then there's one without.
And that's what's so cool is usually they wouldn't do this, but fans suggested that because that body half is actually it's part of the swap out, but now they're giving you an option where it's basically you're gonna have two statues where it's like a bust.
Oh, wow.
Because like you said, coming out the swamp, the one that was it was an old swap out, and it was a very generic pose, and now they've changed it where he's like almost like approaching you and the swamps around him. So I just think it's really cool that like a company like didn't go, well, screw you, we know better. They're like, okay, you've got a point, let's go rework it, which I think is super cool. So I want both those statues. I have no idea how I'm going to get them, but
trade in the old swampy that you've got.
But you're in the same boat as me, just not as bad. Talk about McFarlane. I know I've been seeing on Instagram he's been releasing an insane amount of stuff.
Dude, first and foremost, I showed, and we were talking about like in the DC realm, it's out already and it's available for order. He's got a Dr. Fate. And it just looks good. It's kind of a combination between classic Dr. Fate and a more modernized version. If I look at the knee pad, or at least the shin pads and other things like that, it looks amazing. And we'll put images up on the screen. And as I was literally sticking that into my Amazon basket for ordering later, then suddenly there's a Lobo, and I mean I've got two very cool DC Direct like Lobo figures, but this just looks amazing. And the stuff, like the detail on his back jacket and the chain and everything, I'm just like,
Lobo is one of those characters where you can do endlessly cool things with.
And it's like, okay, I have to get it because I know the articulation, everything, it's going to be on point thanks to McFarlane. And in the same set, he's launching a Superboy Prime, the main villain from the Sinestro Corps War, with his suit that pipes solar energy into him and everything. And I'm just like, okay, I'll go with my super. I actually don't have a Superboy Prime, and now I have no excuse. I just have to get that one.
Nice.
At the same time, as if there couldn't be any more, there's an Etrigan coming that I showed you in that sort of like armor, that knight armor Etrigan with sword and everything that also looks just sick. And last night, and I knew this was coming. I'd seen demo kind of images and everything, but then last night, or the night before, he officially put it out on Insta, on Facebook. The Princess Bride. And it is one of my all-time favorite movies. And if I had to like quote from that movie, as I saw that picture, I was like, inconceivable. Damn it. And he's done like the main character Wesley, or the Dread Pirate Roberts, and he just looks amazing. And Once Upon a Time Necker did one, and it wasn't very articulate or posable. It was literally like he stood in a certain swashbuckling position, put the sword in his hand or take it out, but that's all he did. This is an action figure that you can pose and move and do whatever, and he looks amazing. Plus they did the Andre the Giant character, and he's to scale, so he's bigger than all the others.
Nice.
Princess Buttercup is there, who I really don't care. I'll probably get Dread Pirate Roberts, and I'll definitely get Inigo Montoya. With that, and every day I'll walk into my room and I'll go, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I don't know if you ever remember that one episode of Big Bang where they were all learning to fence.
Yeah.
And it was, my name is Inigo Montoya. And then Raj goes, my name is Puss in Boots. You killed my father. Prepare to die. It was like one of the most immortal lines from a movie ever was that. And I'm just like, I have to have those now. It's just, thank you, McFarlane. Thank you for ruining my life. Quick note as well on the Marvel Legends side is they've got more of the Age of Apocalypse figures coming.
Hectic.
And in particular, the one that I am going to get is the Magneto from that series where he's got like ponytaily kind of long hair. And I'll definitely put him up against with my recently acquired Apocalypse, and we'll talk a bit more about that one. And at the same time, it's still to come. You can get it on pre-order. They've got a Hulk Maestro figure.
Nice.
Oh, and it's like that Thanos one where it's like in an extra large box.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, dude. So he's huge and massive, and really excited about that one too. So, no, you're going to lose money in your end. I'm losing money on my end. Money well spent, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully.
So, if you liked what Mark and I were talking about here, or just like our content in general,
Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more videos.
and yeah, do us a favor and find us on the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram.
See you in the next video.